McDonald's sauce?
And you, Kazuki.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the oddest and most memorable McDonald's commercials. And while most of our list focuses on American ads, we do travel around the world for some of these weird gems. Number 20, Runaway Girl. A cute little girl interacting with Ronald McDonald doesn't sound at all like a weird McDonald's commercial.
Oh, hi, Ronald.
What's new?
However, what if we told you that cute little girl ran into Ronald as she was walking down the street with a suitcase, thinking about running away from home? Everyone keeps telling her she's too little, so she wants to run away to McDonald Land.
I'm thinking of running away to McDonald Land.
McDonald Land? That's where I'm from.
Now, to be fair, Ronald does convince the girl to go back home, but he does so using reverse psychology and magic. It's done in a sweet, heartwarming way, but part of us can't get over the fact that they used a runaway child to sell the brand.
Oh, okay. Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.
Number 19, Being 6. For the first 45 seconds of this minute-long ad, you'd be more likely to think you were watching a trailer for a film by Francois Truffaut than a McDonald's commercial. But this isn't French New Wave cinema. This is an attempt to get you to go to Mickey D's. So after watching a 6-year-old boy experience the trials and tribulations of being a kid, there appears in front of him the saving grace of all the tough times, McDonald's. And as the boy bites into his hamburger, the title cards tell us that Happy Meals are compensation for being 6. Number 18, Korean McDonald's commercial. Many of us have had the experience of making funny faces at a little kid as a way to make them laugh. However, we've never, and we hope the same can be said for you, gone so far as to stick our tongue out and scream at them. Also, while the whole making faces thing begins as an attempt by the woman to inform the kid that he has chocolate on his face, that premise seems to evaporate rather quickly as the face-making intensifies. Maybe the McDonald's ice cream in Korea is just so good that one can't control their exaggerated reactions to it. Or maybe this is just a weird commercial.
태교가 좋아하는 마이 디저트 메뉴.
Number 17, How I Met Grimace. Everyone loves a good origin story, but did we really need to know about the origin of the Ronald and Grimace friendship? Well, back in 1981, McDonald's thought we did, and apparently, the two friends have known each other since they were babies, albeit large babies in oversized McBuggies.
Oh, lots to do, can't stop now.
When a baby Ronald sees what he thinks is an out-of-control buggy, he races off in his buggy to stop it and save the purple kid inside.
I'm coming, little purple kid.
Yada yada yada, and of course, it's McDonald's that finally saves the day and begins a lasting friendship. Is there any problem McDonald's can't solve?
And that's how I met Grimace, the friends forever.
Number 16, Hats. This one looks like you're watching some kind of try-on-haul hat video. And actually, that's pretty much what you are watching. It literally is just Japanese model Yuri Ebihara trying on various white hats. Known by her nickname Ebi-chan in Japan, Ebihara skyrocketed to popularity in the 2000s when the ad aired, but we're still not sure what trying on hats has to do with McDonald's. Ebihara did several McDonald's ads, but at least the others featured actual McDonald's food in them. Shouldn't this ad be for hats? A version was uploaded to YouTube featuring haunting music, racking up 1.4 million views. This was not the original, although it certainly puts a new spin on things. Number 15, Aussie, We Do Ron Ron Ron. We're not sure how many of the kids singing along in the commercial are aware of the 1963 song Da Do Ron Ron by the Crystals, but that sure doesn't stop them from belting out the We Do Ron 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 in this Australian McDonald's ad.
Wiggle, 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 just for fun.
Now, on the surface, there's nothing super weird about Ronald McDonald dancing around and singing with a bunch of kids as a way to sell the brand.
Touch your nose with your elbow, stick your foot up high.
However, did you happen to pick up on the fact that an older man in a clown costume is asking a bunch of kids to do Ron Ron Ron? Feel free to cringe now.
We do one.
Number 14, Say Cheeseburger. Getting the kids to say cheeseburger rather than just cheese to get them to smile for a photograph seems like an obvious move for this McDonald's commercial from the 1970s.
Now smile and say cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
But then, Captain Crooks shows up. For the younger generation, Captain Crook was a filet-o-fish-loving pirate character who made his first appearance in 1971 and was last seen in 1987. While his appearance was eventually changed in order to look less mean, his OG look was definitely sinister and definitely wasn't smiling.
Oh, really? Watch this!
We're not sure what's weirder about this ad, the fact that saying Cheeseburger makes him smile, or the fact that we never actually see him smile, just Ronald and the kids' reaction to it. Yeah, you're right. Probably the latter. Number 13. Hiding from father. We can't imagine McDonald's in North America wanting to be associated with a young couple getting busy while the girl's father is out of the house. But apparently in Germany, the company's image isn't as wholesome as it is here, and what initially looks more like a condom commercial than one for fast food takes a rather funny turn at the end.
Du, ich geh noch schnell rüber zu McDonald's. Willst du auch was?
But we definitely appreciate the joke. We're not sure we're buying the message that McDonald's food is so delicious it's worth revealing your half-naked self to your girlfriend's dad in order to get some.
Ja, also für mich ein Big Mac, Pommes und eine Cola.
Although those fries are really good, right? Number 12. Pulp Fiction parody. The talking about McDonald's scene is one of the most iconic moments from Pulp Fiction, and it was only a matter of time before McDonald's made a commercial parodying it.
And what do they call it? They call it Royale with cheese.
Well, that time was the mid-aughts and the place was Israel. Two guys, who look like they would be stand-ins for John Travolta and Sam Jackson, reenact the scene, only in this case they reference the fast food chain in Israel rather than France.
Guess what they call the pita bread with turkey meat?
What?
McShawarma.
They even get in a little regional dig at the end about how Israelis don't say please.
But they don't say please in Israel, right?
Number 11. George Bush. We assume there are probably laws in place prohibiting a sitting American president from doing a McDonald's commercial, or at least it would be heavily frowned upon.
Secret Service, ma'am.
But getting a presidential lookalike to do a McDonald's commercial in Israel, that's all good. We will admit that this commercial, with the Secret Service rushing to secure a drive-thru meal for the second President Bush, is good.
Check the meat, check the fries, you check the back.
We're also pretty sure that, for a very brief moment when that limo window rolls down, more than a few people watching thought it was actually George Bush in the car.
Here you go, Mr. President.
Lucky you were open.
Number 10. Donald Trump meets Grimace.
I put together some really impressive deals, but this thing you've pulled off, it's amazing.
It's surreal to think that the 45th President of the United States was in a McDonald's commercial way back when. What makes this even more unbelievable is that he starred alongside Grimace. Donald Trump is completely blown away upon learning that McDonald's only charges $1 for a Big and Tasty, and Grimace is apparently the mastermind behind this amazing deal, although even he seems unclear on how exactly McDonald's pulled it off.
How do you do it? What's your secret?
Nevertheless, Trump is eager to join forces with the Purple Monster. Maybe he'll make Grimace part of his legal team. Let's be honest, weirder things have happened.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
Number 9. Chaa Slide.
Clap, 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 clap your hands.
This commercial opens with a family sitting at a fancy dinner table in formal attire, which is ironic considering they're eating fast food. Seriously, how many grown men do you know that eat Mickey D's while wearing a white collar and vest? Then out of nowhere, a kid emerges with a boombox playing DJ Casper's Chaa Slide. The hip-hop kid dips some apple slices while simultaneously dancing along to the music.
Slide to the right, slide to the left, crisscross.
The family isn't sure what to make of this at first, but Dad eventually gets into it. It might be random, but this ad is undeniably funky, encouraging us all to play with our food.
All the way to the floor. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace, peace.
Number 8. Feed the wastebaskets.
Be sure you stop and think about what to do when you're through.
Some McDonald's commercials feel like mini episodes of Pee-wee's Playhouse. They're wacky, colorful, and literally anything can be a character. For example, this commercial centers on sentient wastebaskets. It begins with Ronald McDonald reminding us to feed the hungry trash cans your wrappers, cups, and bags.
Would you mind letting us have the paper, please, when you're through?
The bow-tie-wearing bins then spring to life and sing an empowering jingle about wastebasket awareness. And if that's not weird enough, McDonald's also gave out wastebasket toys around the same time this commercial came out. Yeah, because that's what every kid wants to play with. Trash bins! Still, it's hard to fault an advertisement that encourages proper waste disposal and gets its message across in a creative way.
Don't forget to feed the wastebaskets.
Number 7. Captain Crooks' Crooked Schemes. Many villains have visited the psychedelic McDonald land over the years, but Captain Crook is definitely among the strangest. This recurring character looked a lot like Captain Hook. except with googly eyes and an expressionless face.
Give me some of those McDonald's hot apple pies.
In this especially bizarre commercial, Captain Crook arms himself with a wooden sword and tiny cannon. The diabolical pirate won't let Ronald and little Jimmy cross the bridge unless they fork over some apple pies, and so Ronald devises an elaborate ruse to best the pirate.
Ronald knows Captain Crook has a nose for notes.
He supplies Crook with a phony apple pie treasure map, sending him on a wild goose chase. Yep, it's just another day in McDonald land.
Where are those apple pies?
While he gets what's coming to him, we'll go get some triple thick shakes and hot apple pies at McDonald's.
Number 6. The Dinner Gong. The Professor is another obscure McDonald's character that hit the scene in the early 70s. In this zany commercial, the Professor shows off his latest invention, the Dinner Gong.
I've invented a new way to call my friends to dinner. It's called the Dinner Gong.
Of course, this isn't the most innovative invention, since gongs have been around for a few millennia. On top of that, his Dinner Gong still has a few bugs to work out. Ronald and the Professor even enlist Mayor McCheese for help. Once they finally get the gong working, they treat themselves to a meal at McDonald's and go out on a cheesy pun.
Now!
By the way, are we the only ones who find it disturbing Mayor McCheese is eating at a restaurant that sells hamburgers?
I got it! Where else would we have gone?
Number 5. What if Turks invented hamburgers? Hailing from Turkey, this commercial imagines what the world would be like if the Turks had created several inventions first. They cover everything, from the first fire, to man's first walk on the moon, to the first robot.
If we had made the first robot, we'd never make the second one to protect the humankind.
Finally, they imagine a world where the Turks made the first hamburger. In a nutshell, you get the Max Burger, a spicy Turkish delight.
The new Max Burger.
We have a feeling that you probably need to be Turkish to understand all the jokes here. Even if some of the humor throws you for a loop though, it's hard not to laugh at just how odd this commercial is.
McDonald's, we are loving it.
Number 4. Sega Electronic Games. As a tie-in for Sonic Heroes, McDonald's released several handheld electronic games with Happy Meals. Just as the games were pretty cheap, the same can be said about this abnormal commercial.
Sonic Skateboard!
Just look at how lifeless the animation is. It's like they started rendering some early test animation and then gave up halfway through. Rouge the Bat isn't even wearing any clothes.
Rogue and Emmy Dennis!
Maybe this would have been acceptable during the 90s, but this ad came out in the early 2000s. This is definitely one of Sonic the Hedgehog's most awkward moments, which is saying a lot given some of his recent games.
McDonald's Sega Game Slime!
Number 3. Tomato McGrand. Sporting red hair, Hungarian model Agota Varga stars in this Japanese commercial for the Tomato McGrand. Her costumes, which were designed by Yoji Yamamoto, clearly resemble Ronald McDonald's wardrobe. Do we even need to explain why this is weird on so many levels? Ronald McDonald has got to be the least sexual being in existence. The idea of the character inspiring a hot female equivalent is simply mind-boggling. As a result, this commercial isn't as stimulating as the advertisers likely intended it to be. Let's just hope this doesn't become a trend at cosplay conventions. Happy Meals aren't sexy, and that's just the way we like them.
I'm loving it.
Debut.
Number 2. Tooth Fairy. Commercials featuring Ronald McDonald rarely make sense, but this particular one raises numerous questions.
That's me when I lost my first tooth.
Looking at a photo album, Ronald reminisces about losing his first tooth. He naturally leaves it under his pillow for the Tooth Fairy, who kind of looks like Berta from 2.5 Men.
Hey kid, roll over!
The following morning, Ronald doesn't find money, but does find a pair of red clown shoes. Why does she leave him shoes? What's the connection between teeth and footwear? We don't know, but Ronald has collected enough shoes to last a lifetime. Oh, and did we mention the shoes are living creatures that Ronald keeps prisoner in his closet? And we thought the wastebaskets had a bleak existence.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Mac Tonight. Created to help increase business around dinner time, this outlandish character came complete with a crescent moon head and a crooner persona.
Time to head for golden light.
This sunglasses-wearing oddball could often be found playing his piano on clouds, singing a variation of Bobby Darin's classic interpretation of Mac the Knife. In fact, Mac Tonight shared so much in common with Darin that McDonald's faced a lawsuit from his estate. These ads were trippy to say the least, but that's largely why they continue to stick with us.
Dad, that's Mac Tonight.
Yeah, well, while I'm gone, you'll do what he says.
Plus, this was a breakthrough role of sorts for performer Doug Jones, who went on to appear in multiple Guillermo del Toro movies. Isn't that weird?
It's Mac Tonight.
Which of these commercials left you more confused than hungry? Let us know in the comments below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.